Hey guys, this is an update on my journey to health. I'm adapting better and better to ketones. That means that I'm more and more capable to burn my own body fat. Now, when I started Carnivore, I was like, okay, Jordan Peterson is doing it, Michaela Peterson is doing it. They have no real knowledge about nutrition, but they're feeling great, so I will do basically the same. And while doing so, I will inform myself about nutrition. So there are many YouTube channels who talk about carnivore. It is very a topic that is growing on YouTube, which is good. But I do not think that many of them really understand nutrition. Because yes, if you're healthy, you might be doing fantastic on meat. But as soon as something is wrong with your system, you might feel like you're dying. And that was basically what happened to me. So I am about 11 weeks in now. Although I really am in ketosis since maybe 10 days. When I started, I of course ate a lot of meat, because that was what everyone was saying. Eat meat, meat is much better than plant food. I even adapted a mindset that would tell my friends, plants are poison, keep away from them. And I'm partly right, but maybe that's a bit too extreme. There are healthy plant foods out there. Especially when it comes to minerals. So I was getting used to eating meat and also eating fat, but I had no clue what I was doing. Only after I read several books by Nora Gedgaudas, I understood what most likely my problem was. If you don't know, I went into carnivore for 6 weeks and everything was fine, but then I started to basically to die. I was feeling extremely tired. My brain wasn't working. I couldn't sleep well. And I was asking myself, what the fuck is going on? I felt so good this whole time, but now I feel like shit. What's happening? And then I went through so much literature. I tried to inform myself, okay, what could it be? Vitamins, check. Minerals, check. I took care of everything, and it didn't really help me. Yeah, and then I read the second book from Nora Gedgaudas, Primal Fat Burner, and I discovered something very interesting. If your body has adapted to such a high degree to burning sugar, you might have severe problems using protein properly. What most people don't know about protein is that you only need a tiny amount per day. You really only need, Miss Gedgaudas uses a formula. This is of course an approximation. You take your body weight in kilograms and then you multiply it by 0.8. This is the approximate amount of pure protein you need per day. So with me, I'm 92 kilograms right now. That makes around 70 grams of pure protein per day. When you consume more than this amount, your body transforms the rest of this protein to sugar in your liver. In the beginning of my carnivore diet, I was going almost solely with meat. There was some fat on the meat, but I maybe ate 400 grams of pure protein a day. And when you're halfway through to diabetes, your body does another thing. You can supply your brain with sugar transformed from protein. Your body tries to take care of its needs with this sugar. The problem with that is that it cannot burn fat. It has not adapted to burning fat. So it tries to use this sugar that you're giving it But it's not enough. It needs more. How does it get more? It can transform sugar from your muscle mass. And that was exactly what happened when I started carnivore. In the first 3 weeks I lost 10 kilograms. I went from 100 to 90 kilograms. Since 2 weeks I'm gaining weight again. Can you imagine? And I'm feeling more and more vitalized. If you plan on going carnivore, don't go with only meat. The carnivore diet, or I like to call it primal diet, mainly because carnivore and paleo are so polluted with false knowledge that basically everything is carnivore and everything is paleo. We want to know what our ancestors ate. What was the macronutrient composition of their food? And what I am sure of is that their nutrition was composed mainly out of fat and organ meats. Of course, if you wouldn't have these quality food sources, you would go to muscle meat. But really, the main bulk of energy our ancestors gained from food was through fat. That is why ketosis is so important. When you eat a bar of chocolate, let's say it has 300 calories, you will infuse your body with this amount of energy. It will mostly dissipate in heat, you will feel warm, you will feel good, but after an hour or so, it will fade. When you consume a steak, let's say it has 500 calories, you can use it better than sugar. It will not dissipate in heat that fast, but it is not your primal fuel. When you eat 100 grams of animal fat, first of all, you don't heat up like from chocolate. You won't get a blood sugar spike. You will not feel incredibly happy after eating fat. And you will also not feel incredibly tired. I want to try to explain to you how I believe our body works. The basic state of our body is deep ketosis. That means we burn our body fat. When is ketosis possible? When you eat a high portion of your diet from fats and a small portion from protein. No sugar. When you're in ketosis, your body becomes so efficient in burning your fat. Let's say you eat 100 grams of fat. They don't go into your body for energy supply. They go to your fat storage. And a healthy fat storage doesn't store on your love handles or whatever. It stores on your thighs. If you're in deep ketosis, the amount of energy you transform from eating fat can increase by 100%. So let's say fat already has the highest amount of energy without this transformation. 100 grams of pure fat has about 900 kilocalories. In ketosis, you can make roughly 2000 out of it. Your brain and your heart and your lungs, they all run 30% more efficient on fat from your body. Okay, with this knowledge, I restructured my diet and started to eat 80% of my calorie intake from quality fat. In the beginning it was disgusting because I used butter as fat source, but I wouldn't recommend it. And then I went to lard, which was better but also not that great. And then I went to bone marrow. The thing with bone marrow is that you can eat it raw, then it will have most of the nutrient content, but you can also put it in the oven and then it will get soft, and the amount of bone marrow you can eat with a spoon is so much higher than chewing on butter. It was fucking disgusting, but I needed that fat. The thing is that yes, I'm on my 11th day or so since I started eating a high portion of fat, and I'm feeling fantastic. 3 weeks ago I had problems with the heart. it was not really a condition, but I felt that it was pounding pretty hard. I think that my lungs were not converting enough oxygen into my bloodstream, so that my heart would have to pound harder to get energy into the body. And since I'm on fat, I don't feel my heart anymore. I am in such a calm state. I think I've never been in such a calm state in my life, and it is just very comfortable. Okay, now I went off the track so hard. Actually, I wanted to talk about 3 things in this video. The 3 things that were the hardest adjustments in switching from sugar burner to fat burner. Number 1 I already talked about. It was eliminating all carbs and really eliminating them, increasing your fat intake, and so on. Number 2 is proper hydration, and I didn't realize it. As a pre-diabetic or diabetic, you maybe will even need more water what they recommend. You know, they say when you're switching to ketosis, you need to drink a lot, you need 4 liters. I'm drinking 6 liters a day. The problem is that you have a dilemma in your body. You can't hold water while you're switching. And the third problem is that you are mineral deficient. You can either be thirsty as fuck or demineralized. And that is really not a pleasant state to be in. If you're demineralized, well, it's mainly potassium. Potassium is the most important mineral in your body. It basically makes your body work on a cellular level. When you're deficient on potassium, your cells stop working. Your brain stops working, your heart stops working, all your muscles stop working properly. Your heart is trying its best to supply your body with blood, but it exhausts itself. You can take supplements. I took some sea salt. I think Selgris is the best one. It helped a bit temporarily, but the minerals would just get flushed out so fast. And I still can provoke calf cramps in the morning when I wake up. But I see an improvement. My body can hold water a lot better. A lot. This morning I drank 2 liters when I stood up. Then I went to gym. I drank 1 more. And then I had food. And then I drank 1 more. It's 4 liters. Without going to the toilet. I couldn't do that before. That's a good sign, right? And I don't feel demineralized. I'm actually in a pretty good mood right now, knowing that I'm getting better. You know, I have exam phase in a few weeks, and I was really not sure if my brain would be that efficient in the exam phase. But now I'm confident. So the magic word is fat. If you're having problems with blood sugar, if you need sweets or refined carbohydrates, and rice and potatoes also belong to unhealthy carbs. If you need to eat every few hours to not be exhausted, then you're most likely a sugar burner, like most people. But some people, like I was, are more extreme into sugar burning. If you want to get healthy, I would advise you to start eating fat. I know it's difficult and disgusting, because when you burn sugar, your body tells you that fat is disgusting, because it cannot process it. It cannot make full use of the spectrum that fat brings with it. You can do following. You can make sure that you have 2 weeks of no stress, and then you can try your best to increase your fat intake to 80% of your daily calorie demand, and eliminate all carbs. And the other 20% come from quality proteins. If you make it through these 2 weeks, it is very likely that you will never go back, not even cheat, because being on the other side feels so much better, you cannot imagine. You will not get tired anymore. You will work efficiently all the time. If you're overweight, you will lose so much weight and attain your perfect body weight. If you're underweight, you will gain weight. You will gain muscle mass. Your joints will start repairing itself. Your eyesight will improve. Your hair will grow back. I could go on, but you get it. Fat is the magic word. Now, if you want to make me a video about minerals or vitamins, write me a comment or an email and I will do so. I would like to know what you guys are interested in. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.